Are you tired of getting the ladder out every Halloween or Christmas and putting the lights up, and then when the season's over, 3-4 weeks later, you have to take them down? Well, not anymore. These are the Yui S4 permanent under-eave LED lights, and I've been using Yui LED lights on my back fence for over a year, and they are phenomenal, which is why I partnered with Yui for this video, looking at their new S4 lights, and they have two things that I've never seen on under-eave LED lights before. And I'm not gonna keep you guessing, this is not clickbait, I'll just get right into them. So the first thing, which I absolutely love, are these built-in brackets on the light, and they can slide off in either direction, so you're not pinned into installing them one way. So each light comes with a bracket already installed and it can slide off. It has the double-sided tape on the back. That's gonna be the way that you initially install these. You're gonna peel that back off and stick these up wherever you're installing them. Now, I will warn you that you are gonna have to clean under your eave first. That's like step one, and then you're gonna stick these things up. You can also slide the light off and then put a screw in if you're worried about the adhesive. I will say the adhesive works very well. Now, these are certainly not gonna be the first motion activated lights. That's been around for a while, but this kit includes a radar that can see 120 degrees in width, and you can install this thing on the front of your house, get it calibrated, and then as people move by the front of your house, it will have lights on your house that will light up or do things in line with where that person is. So as they move across the front of your house, you can have an effect also mirror them and move across the front of the house. This is pretty neat. I've played with it a bunch, and in the app, you can really let your creativity just like go to the extreme here in how to use this. I was thinking along the lines of like trick-or-treaters coming up to the house and then having some type of effect. You can also use it for security. So you could have it set up so that at certain times, if someone's walking across your lawn or up your walkway, you can have this red and blue effect go off to kind of scare them off. One of the really neat things that you can do is you could say, hey, if this zone, for instance, I'm using the driveway, detects motion, and here it's the car, then take my lights from being the accent lights to turn all the lights on to 100% brightness so that I can see to walk inside of my house. And then after not seeing any motion for X number of seconds, go back to that accent lighting, and it works beautifully. You can even pair the S4 system with Yui's cameras, and it could use that for motion detection and then have the light do something. Or if you have their home base 3, you could actually have human detection and then have the lights do something there. So I've never seen either of those things on permanent under-eave LED lights before, and that's just scratching the surface. There's plenty more things for us to talk about, but those two things are very unique, especially those brackets. It's so well thought out, it's so handy, and Yui has just done a really good job here. Now let's talk about the lights themselves. They are RGB WW, so they can do the warm white all the way to the cool light, and each individual housing has 3 chips inside of it. So it's gonna have the RGB chip, and it's gonna have a warm white chip and also a cool white chip. Each light is gonna be able to go a maximum of 60 lumens, and I'm telling you these things are incredibly bright. Even the ones that I have in my backyard, I keep them on warm white a majority of the year, and when I need to do something in the backyard at night or if kids are playing back there, I just crank that up to 100%, and it's plenty bright in the backyard. It's such an awesome way to light the yard. Same thing on the front of the house. When you have that lighting set to 100% brightness, plenty of light for you to do projects and also just light your home very effectively. If you've watched any of my videos, which you probably haven't, I'm a hater on cool white and I absolutely adore warm white. So if you're doing any accent lighting with these, it needs to be warm white, of course. But you can select the individual lights that you want to light up as accent lighting. So it doesn't have to be every single light. I'll also point out that the density of this string is on the higher end for everything else that's on the market. Their 100-foot string has 72 LEDs. So look at other brands and look at the cost and see how many LEDs you're getting per 100 feet. These kits can also go all the way up to 200 feet. They can be cut, extended, and spliced, which is great for a really custom look, and you're not gonna have like random lights hanging here or there. You can have a nice clean extension cord. Let's say if you have like dormers or something like that where you wanna get lights up to that. It's like, what am I gonna do with the lights in between? Well, you can use that extension kit that is included with these lights. Now, speaking of that extension kit and the radar just tees in between 2 strings. So you can just screw it in between 2 sets of those lights, no problem. Or you can custom put it in. You can make a cut And you can terminate both ends and put the radar in there, which is really nice. So you can really put it anywhere along that string of lights. I also mentioned again, there's tons of extras in the box. So you have that extension and splicing kit, of course. They include extra backs to the LED lights. So if you lost some or something happened, they got extra backs in there for you. They also have these brackets for the cable in between the lights. So if you need to hold it up, or if you have something very unique where you want that cable held up, it's included. You don't have to buy that separately. A ton of screws are included. They really did a great job thinking through what you would need for this kit, and it's all in there without you having to buy additional stuff. Now, I mentioned that the lights are basically fully customizable, and the app is great. It's got tons of presets for you to choose from. If you don't want to go in there and do anything on your own, you can just tap around and look at the different presets. Also, it's fully customizable. Each light can be individually controlled. And they even have an AI feature where you can type in or say, hey, this is the look that I'm going for, and you can see what the AI will generate for you. Now, these things are definitely made to be up year round. The ones under my fence, they've been baking for over a year and they've held up great. So I have confidence in Eufy more long term. Now, these Yui S4 lights are IP67 rated, so you can have confidence that if you're keeping them up year round, which you should, water's gonna be no issue for them. Now, these lights do have a 2-year warranty, which is pretty good. And Eufy is claiming that these things are built for the long haul, up to 10 years. Now, I haven't had my Eufy lights for anywhere close to that, but in my testing, they're just as good, if not better, than any other light on the market. Now let's talk smart home support. So for some of you out there, this is gonna be very important, but these lights also have Matter support. So you could pull them into HomeKit, you could use them with Amazon Alexa or Google Home, or you can just use them with the app and your phone, and that's no problem. I'm definitely partial, as I said, to that warm white. I love that you can set these things up for Christmas, have them be red and green, and then when the season is over, I can go right to that accent lighting, that warm white. I'm not gonna light up every single LED because that's what I'm using more in the holidays. If you've got gables, these things are great. They look so good in gables. I'm trying to keep an eye out for a few things here. One is a bracket that will hold the light up at the peak of a gable. So if I find that, I'll put it in the description below. Also, I am looking into hacking these with WLED. My hopes are very high. I think I'm close, but I don't want to give you false hope. So stick around because I'm going to do some more content on actually trying to hack these with WLED, because I know, like myself, there's a large community out there that is very interested in controlling their lights with WLED. The Eufys that I have in the back that they no longer make, I use them with WLED controller with no problem. It's no issue at all. These are 36 volts, can go up to 200 feet, and that would get you 144 LED lights. Compare when you're pricing these things out, how many LEDs are you actually getting? What's the brightness? These are 60 lumens per light. You can get 144 for that 200-foot string. So keep that in mind when you're shopping. Also, links to everything will be in the description below, and Black Friday is either coming up or here. So look in the description, check the link. I'm sure they're gonna have an amazing sale on these lights, and it would be well worth it if you're in the market for permanent under-eave LED lights, or if you wanna do something a little bit different like me and maybe install them on your fence in the backyard. Over the weeks, months, and years, I've accumulated quite a bit of LED kit and other tech stuff as well. So if you're interested, every so often I do giveaways because I just need to clean out and get rid of it. Basically, when my wife says, this is coming out of our ears, this needs to go away, then that prompts me to do a giveaway. But if you're interested in that, check the description. There'll be a link to sign up. And then whenever I do a giveaway, you'll get notified. I've got currently tons of stuff that needs to leave my house. So check that in the description if you're interested. As always, thank you so much for watching Break It Yourself. There are zillions of videos that you could watch, especially on LED lights. You stuck around and you watched this one, even to this point, which like nobody does. I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you so much for watching Break It Yourself. Don't forget to thumbs me up, and we will see you next time.